Breaking news! Hold on tight, because what's happening in Foxborough is no joke. The atmosphere at Gillette Stadium is absolutely explosive. You can feel it in the air. The winds of change are blowing stronger than ever. And believe me, my friends, something massive, historic, and game-changing is about to happen. Can you feel it too? That chill down your spine, that adrenaline rush that only a true patriot knows. This is the calling. It's that fire in the chest, that heartbeat getting faster, that moment when you look at the red, blue, and silver shield and scream, "Let's go T.O. War." Because no, my friend, this won't be just another season. This is the rebirth of a dynasty. This is the beginning of a new ERA. And whoever's not ready will be left behind. Moves are being made behind the scenes. Heavy decisions are happening. The chessboard is shifting. And I promise you, what's coming next will change everything. If you love this team, if you bleed red, blue, and silver, stay with me until the end of this video, because I've got some breaking news, major inside info, and shocking updates that will blow your mind. But first, let's do what we always do. Smash that like button right now, but only if the blood running through your veins is red, blue, and silver. And drop this in the comments to show the power of this incredible fan base. Go Pats! We stand stronger. Because now, my friends, there's no turning back. What I'm about to share with you will leave you speechless. Buckle up, because Patriots Nation is about to witness the beginning of something absolutely massive. Let's get started. Something is happening in Foxborough that has every Patriots fan talking. No, this isn't just another draft pick. This could be one of those moves that, in a few years, we look back on and say, this was the turning point. A hidden gem unearthed by Elliot Wolf himself. His name? Tavon Henderson. And if you're not paying attention to this guy yet, you better start right now. The buzz around Henderson is getting absolutely insane. We're talking about a second-round pick, number 38 overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. But the way this kid is lighting things up at OTAs and minicamp, you'd think he was a top 10 selection. People all over New England are already calling it. This dude might not just be a contributor. He could end up as the Patriots' starting running back by mid-season, or even earlier. Let me paint the picture for you. When the Patriots were on the clock with pick 38, the phones were ringing nonstop. Multiple teams were calling Elliot Wolf, blowing up Mike Vrabel's line, desperate to jump into that spot and snag Henderson for themselves. The Chicago Bears? They offered their second-round pick, literally the very next pick, plus a seventh. Patriots said no. Another team came knocking with an even crazier offer, a second-rounder plus 2 third-round picks, and still, Wolf stood firm. No, he said, we're taking Henderson. That's how much belief this front office has in the kid. And let me tell you, they might be absolutely right. The second the Patriots drafted him, the reaction was mixed. Some wanted another wide receiver. Some questioned passing on other needs. But then, the tape started circulating. The numbers started getting analyzed. The more you looked, the more one thing became clear. Tavon Henderson isn't just fast. He's blazing. He's a straight-up speed demon who can slice through defenders like butter. But speed is just one part of the story. This guy has hands. Real hands. The kind of hands that make him not just a running back, but a legitimate threat in the passing game. Just ask Phil Perry from NBC Sports Boston. He watched Henderson at minicamp snag a swing pass that looked completely out of reach. Fully extended, fingertip grab, clean. Then he plants, cuts, and in a blink, he's making defenders miss in tight spaces. That kind of ability is exactly why Josh McDaniels is already scheming ways to weaponize him in this offense. Oh yeah, Josh McDaniels is back. And if you know anything about Patriots football during the dynasty years, you know what that means. This offense lives off versatile pass-catching backs. Think Kevin Polk. Think Shane Vereen. Think Dion Lewis. Think Rex Burkhead. And of course, think James White, the Super Bowl hero himself. And guess what? When Henderson was asked who his game most resembles, he didn't hesitate. James White. Same vision, same agility, same ability to vanish between the tackles and torch linebackers in space. Look at the stats. Henderson comes off a college season where he played 16 games, rushed for over 1,000 yards, averaged a ridiculous 7.1 yards per carry, and on top of that hauled in 27 catches for 284 yards. But here's the stat that should have every Patriots fan grinning from ear to ear: 0 fumbles. That's right, goose egg. After a 2024 season plagued by Rhamondre Stevenson's costly fumbling issues, that's not just nice, that's critical. Tony Dews, the new running backs coach, couldn't stop raving about him after OTAs and minicamp. He's a smart football player, Dews said. He understands the game. He understands concepts. We're trying to take advantage of his skill set. Whatever we've asked him to do, he's done it. Willingly. That's the kind of player you build around. And speaking of building, let's talk about what this backfield is starting to look like. The Patriots are clearly crafting a thunder and lightning combo. You've got Stevenson, the downhill bruiser, the guy who punishes defenders between the tackles. Then you bring in Henderson, the lightning bolt, the guy who forces safeties to play on their heels and linebackers to sweat every time he flexes out into the slot. It gets better. This isn't even new to Henderson. Back at Ohio State, he split snaps almost evenly with another future NFL back, Quentin Judkins, now with the Cleveland Browns. 490 snaps for Judkins, 442 for Henderson. This guy knows how to thrive in a two-back system. And don't be surprised if he starts by splitting snaps with Stevenson and ends the season taking over the lead role entirely, especially if Stevenson keeps struggling with ball security. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. There's buzz, real buzz, that Antonio Gibson could be a trade candidate. Why? Because undrafted rookie Lane Larrison is making noise in camp. If Larrison makes the roster, Gibson could be the odd man out. And suddenly, the backfield belongs to Stevenson and Henderson. Even Rob Gronkowski jumped on the hype train. On his podcast, Gronk said straight up that he thinks Henderson is a day one starter. His example? It's third down. Game on the line. Linebacker blitzes up the A-gap. Henderson picks him up. Boom! Drake May's got time. Hits Stephon Diggs. First down. The chains are moving. That's not just hype. That's exactly the kind of situational football this team is built on. This kid blocks. This kid catches. This kid runs. And most importantly, this kid fits. Fits perfectly into the Patriots system, fits perfectly with what Josh McDaniels wants, and fits perfectly with what Drake May needs. A reliable safety valve. A guy who can turn a broken play into a first down. A guy who can keep the offense on schedule. And let me tell you, this isn't just speculation. Go back and look at the numbers from his college career. On passing downs, Henderson logged 247 snaps. On running plays, only 144. This isn't just a runner who catches passes occasionally. This is a pass-catching weapon who also happens to be a great runner. Henderson himself said it best when asked about the James White comparison. Really just his great receiving ability. One-on-one matchups. It seemed like every single time he was winning. He was such a great player. He made a huge impact to help this team win games. I want to continue watching film and studying him to learn and grow as a player. That's the mindset. That's the culture fit. That's the Patriots way. But here's where it all ties together. You want Drake May to succeed? You want this offense to hum? Then you need a guy like Tavon Henderson. Someone who can take the check down and turn it into 5 yards. Someone who can pick up the blitz and save his quarterback. Someone who can keep defenses honest because they never know whether it's going to be a run, a swing pass, or a deep shot off play action. And let's not forget, Gronk himself pointed out that Henderson can block. That's huge. That's what keeps your quarterback upright. That's what lets Drake May hit Kyle Williams downfield. That's what opens up Stephon Diggs to do what he does best, destroy secondaries. Honestly, the more you look at it, the more it feels like this pick wasn't just a good move. It might be the move, the one we talk about for years, the moment the Patriots offense officially turned the corner. But now it's time to turn it over to you, Patriots Nation.